In the written part of the application, I quoted Emerson, who said, "The purpose of life is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, and to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well." And I take that seriously. And I think this position at Universal Giving will help me fulfill that ideal. I've been an entrepreneur for most of my career, and I've also contributed money and time to various nonprofit causes. So to work for a social entrepreneur, it just makes sense. I think Universal Giving has a pretty simple business model to connect volunteers and donated money to worthy NGOs. And it also helps corporations fulfill their social responsibility and support causes that are aligned with its mission. I think universal giving is a universal way for anyone to have an impact on the world and be confident that whatever they contribute, either as a volunteer or as a donation, it will be well spent. You've done all the vetting and the research. So there's no excuse for not participating. So everyone should participate in what Universal Giving is doing. I've traveled around the world and I've seen in Brazil and in Peru children begging on the streets, sleeping in doorways, and I've choked on the air in China and seen fish floating by in their poisoned rivers. I've been in inner cities here in America and rural areas of poverty, like in Mississippi. And sometimes that makes me ashamed of my country and the world. And there's so much to do in the world. And when governments fail and don't meet their responsibilities or are captives of special interest greed, then NGOs can step in to do the right thing. I want to add something. I've studied resource economics and community development and human ecology. And when I was studying GIS at the University of Southern Maine, rather than choose a more popular topic for my final project, I did a layered map of Africa showing the areas that are most susceptible to mosquitoes breeding, and therefore probably the areas that have the most urgent need for nets. And when I saw the opportunity to donate $10 for nets in Africa on your homepage, I jumped at that opportunity. And also, I raised 2 special needs kids to adulthood, and they're off to college now. I helped them through multiple surgeries. They're doing great. But when they were little, rather than at Christmas time, rather than buy them more toys that would just get discarded, I donated funds to in their name to build desks for school children in Malawi. Yeah. So I think with my business background, I'm well prepared to vet and deal with any complexities that are involved in your mission and in this position. I don't get upset very often, but there are three things that can really make me upset: lying, cheating, and stealing. A few years back, my sales manager walked into my office and announced that he was quitting without notice. He had been lured away by a competitor, and I was shocked and disappointed because just a couple weeks before, he sat in my office and told me how much he appreciated that I had always treated him fairly and that he planned to stay for the long term. So there was nothing I could do, really. It was a final decision. But what I did do after that was to implement non-compete agreements in the company. So yeah, so I was very disappointed. It was not a good situation. I had trusted him.